Imagine for a moment that you are stripped of your reality. The comfort of the 21st century, the safety of laws, the guarantee of human rights, all gone in a blink. You are pulled through time and space, deposited into the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. You are not a space marine. You are not a high lord. You are not a powerful psyker. You are you, average, unarmed, confused. The question isn't, will you save the galaxy? The question is, how long will you survive? Let's run the simulation. Chapter 1. The Hive World Citizen. You wake up on a cold, grate floor. The metal presses into your cheek, vibrating with a low, constant hum that rattles your teeth. It smells wrong. A mixture of burning chemical ozone, stale sweat, and something underneath it all. Sweet, rotting meat. You try to stand, but the gravity feels heavier here. Your lungs burn with every breath. The air is thick and oily. You look around. You are in a room the size of a closet, shared with 12 other sleeping bodies. They are huddled together for warmth, coughing in their sleep. Their skin is gray, covered in sores. Your stomach cramps. Not the hunger you know, not the "I skipped lunch" hunger. This is a hollow, gnawing pain, a biological alarm screaming that you are dying. You stumble out into the corridor. It's a labyrinth of rusted pipes and flickering lumens. Above you there is no sky, just miles and miles of crushing city, layer upon layer, stretching up into the polluted atmosphere. To be a man in such times is to be one amongst untold billions. The introduction to the Dark Millennium. This is a hive world, likely Hive Primus on Necromunda, or perhaps a mid-level manufactorum on Armageddon. You are currently in the mid-hive. Above you live the nobles in the spire, bathing in sunlight you will never see. Below you lies the underhive, a lawless hell of gangs and mutants. But do not mistake your location for safety. In a single hive city, the population exceeds the total human population of the 21st century Earth. You are a rounding error, a resource. The Imperium does not measure life in years, it measures life in output. Can you work the assembly line for 18 hours? Can you carry these Prometheum barrels until your spine collapses? If the answer is no, you are not a citizen. You are a waste. You turn a corner, looking for water. A tap drips a brown, viscous liquid. You cup your hands. Suddenly a shadow falls over you. 3 figures block the corridor. They wear leather scraps and rebreather masks made from skulls. Gangbangers. Low-level thugs. Tithe, one of them grunts. His voice sounds like gravel grinding together. He points a jagged knife at you. You don't have money. You don't have weapons. You try to speak, to reason with them in High Gothic. I'm lost. They don't understand your accent. To them, you sound like a foreigner, or worse, a heretic. In the 41st millennium, ignorance is not an excuse. It is a death sentence. The knife flashes. You feel a sharp coldness in your gut before you feel the pain. You fall to the grate. As your vision fades, the last thing you see is them rifling through your pockets, disappointed to find nothing but lint. They kick your body into a waste chute. Time of death, 14 hours. Cause, gang violence, failure to integrate. Survival rating, 1 out of 10. Most of us think we would be the hero. The reality? Without a connection to a guild, a clan, or a protection racket, you are prey. Chapter 2. The Imperial Guard Conscript. Let's reset the simulation. You are luckier this time. You aren't a vagrant. You are a citizen who was tithed. You have been drafted into the Astra Militarum, the Imperial Guard. You are sitting in the cramped hold of a Valkyrie transport ship. The air reeks of fear sweat and gun oil. The soldier next to you is shaking, clutching a las gun that looks too big for his hands. He's murmuring a prayer to the God Emperor over and over again. The Emperor protects. The Emperor protects. You hold your own las gun. It feels heavy, solid, a flashlight that can blow a man's arm off. You have a flak jacket that feels like cardboard. "Drop zone in 10 seconds, the pilot screams over the Voxcaster. "Go, go, go!" The ramp opens. The noise hits you first. It's not just loud, it's a physical wall of sound. Explosions, screams, the whine of incoming fire. You run out into the mud. It's knee-deep, thick and sticky. It's red. You realize with horror that it's not red mud, it's blood-soaked earth. "If you will not serve in combat, then you shall serve on the firing line." Commissar Yarrick. The Imperial Guard is the hammer of the Emperor, but a hammer beats against the anvil until it breaks. You have been deployed to a generic war zone. Maybe it's against the Orks, maybe the Tyranids, maybe rebels. It doesn't matter. The strategy of the Imperium is often attritional warfare. They will throw bodies at the enemy until the enemy runs out of bullets. You are one of those bodies. The Administratum Munitorum has calculated the logistics. Your las gun is worth more than your life. Your training took 6 weeks. Manufacturing your rifle took 10 years. Do the math. "Contact front!" someone screams. You raise your rifle. Through the smoke, you see shapes. Green skin, muscles like boulders. Orks. They aren't the funny Cockney hooligans from the memes. They are 7-foot-tall biological tanks, charging at 40 miles per hour, screaming a war cry that ruptures your eardrums. Wah! You pull the trigger. The las bolt hits the lead orc. It burns a hole in his chest. He doesn't stop. He doesn't even slow down. He laughs. You fire again and again. Panic sets in. The soldier next to you, the one praying, is suddenly gone, turned into a pink mist by a stray rocket. The orc is on top of you. You smell the fungus and sweat. A crude axe, heavy as a car door, swings down. Time of death, 15 seconds after deployment. Cause, blunt force trauma, orc choppa. Survival rating, 2 out of 10. The Imperial Guard is glory in propaganda but slaughter in reality. Unless you are an officer, a sniper, or extremely lucky, your life expectancy is measured in minutes. Chapter 3. The Administratum Scribe. Let's try a different path. No gangs, no war. You are educated. You can read and write High Gothic. You are assigned to the Administratum. You sit at a desk made of dark iron. It is your universe. To your left, a stack of parchment 1 meter high. To your right, a pneumatic tube that delivers more. Your job? You are cross-referencing the grade reports for an agri-world in the segmentum solar. You pick up a quill. You dip it in ink. You write a number. You pick up a quill. You dip it in ink. You write a number. You have been doing this for 12 hours today. You will do it for 6 more. Your back is permanently hunched. Your fingers are stained black with ink that never washes off. The air in the scriptorium is stale, recycled for the last 4,000 years. It smells of old paper and dust. To question is to doubt. To doubt is to fail. This is the machinery that keeps the Imperium alive. It is the cruelest fate of all. Boredom weaponized into torture. The Imperium controls 1 million worlds. The paperwork generated by a single planet in a single day is enough to fill an ocean. Ships get lost in the warp not because of demons, but because a scribe like you misplaced a decimal point in a request form 200 years ago. You are part of a system so large, it has forgotten its own purpose. You might be processing food requests for a planet that was destroyed by exterminatus 5 years ago. But you don't know that. You just process the numbers. Year 20 of your service. You are middle-aged now. Your hair has fallen out due to malnutrition and lack of sunlight. One day your hand slips. You write a 7 instead of a 1. You try to scratch it out, but the servo skull hovering over your desk buzzes. Its red ocular lens focuses on the mistake. Error detected, the skull chirps in a mechanical, dead voice. Inefficiency recorded. Report to processing. Your heart stops. Processing means the servitor factory. You aren't fired, you are repurposed. 2 enforcers drag you away from the desk. As you are hauled down the hall, You see the person who will replace you, a teenager looking just as terrified as you were 20 years ago. Time of death, 40 years, biological death, immediate, spirit death. Cause, servitor conversion due to clerical error. Survival rating, 6 out of 10 physically, 0 out of 10 mentally. This is the safe option, a slow, grinding erosion of your soul until you are literally turned into a machine. Chapter 4. The Agri-World Farmer. Agri-World. It sounds peaceful. You imagine a farm, fresh air, cows. You are wrong. You stand in a field of grain that stretches to the horizon, but you are not wearing overalls. You are wearing a heavy, rubberized protective suit. The grain is a genetically modified crop designed to survive on a planet with high radiation. The air outside your mask is toxic. The fertilizers used here are so potent they would melt your skin on contact. You are swinging a scythe, or perhaps operating a massive, loud harvester engine. The noise is deafening, 16 hours a day. Agri-worlds are not farms, they are factories without roofs. The ecosystem of this planet was completely destroyed 5,000 years ago to maximize arable land. There are no birds, no wild animals, just the crop, the fertilizer, and the workers. This planet has one job: feed the Hive World in the next system. If the quota is missed, the Hive World starves. If the Hive World starves, riots happen. If riots happen, production stops. If production stops, the Space Marines don't get their ammo. Therefore, if you miss your quota, you are an enemy of the Imperium. You cough. Blood splatters the inside of your visor. Lung rot, the worker next to you whispers over the Vox. The filter on your suit is expired. I requested a new one, you reply, gasping. Requests take 2 years to process, he says. Use some tape. You tape up the leak in your suit. You keep working. You know you have about 3 years left before your lungs liquefy. But if you stop working now, the overseer will whip you. So you work. You work until you drop. And when you drop, your body will be thrown into the fertilizer mix to feed the next crop. Survival time: 35 years, life expectancy. Cause: industrial pollution, organ failure. Survival rating: 4 out of 10. Chapter 5. The Voidship Crewman. The Hereditary Fate. Let's change the setting. You weren't born on a planet. You have never seen the sun. You have never felt wind. You were born in the bowels of the Sword of Absolution, an Imperial Navy cruiser. You are a Voidsman. Your job is simple. You pull a chain. When the whistle blows, you pull the heavy rusted chain to load a macro cannon shell the size of a bus. You do this alongside 50 other men. You are shirtless, sweating in the freezing void chill, your muscles tearing with every heave. "Heave!" the overseer screams. "For the Emperor!" You don't know where the ship is going. You don't know who you are fighting. You only know the chain. Your father pulled this chain. His father pulled this chain. And if you survive long enough to breed, your son will pull this chain. The void is the ocean, and we are but a raft of twigs. An Imperial void ship is not just a vehicle, it is a closed ecosystem. It is a flying city of 100,000 souls. The lower decks, where you live, are a tribal wasteland. Officers from the upper decks never come down here. They send armed patrols. Here, mutiny isn't a political statement. It's a Tuesday. You fight rival clans from the engine room for scraps of food. You drink water recycled from the urine of the crew above you. But the real danger isn't starvation or the lash. It's the warp. "Prepare for warp translation," the Voxcasters scream. The Geller field activates. This invisible bubble is the only thing keeping reality intact. Outside the window, if you had one, the universe dissolves into madness. Purple storms, screaming faces in the nebula, impossible geometries. You feel it in your teeth, a taste of copper. You feel sick. Suddenly the lights flicker, just for a second. The man next to you, the one holding the chain, stops. He turns to look at you. His eyes are gone. In their place are two small, weeping mouths. Do you hear them? He whispers with his eye mouths. They are singing. He explodes. Not a bomb. He explodes. Flesh expands, filling the room with tentacles and teeth. The Geller field has flickered. The warp is in here with you. Time of death. Unknown. Time doesn't exist in the warp. Cause. Geller field failure. Demonic possession. Survival rating. 3 out of 10. Life on a ship is secure until it isn't. When things go wrong in the void, there is nowhere to run. The airlock is the only mercy. Chapter 6. The Tech-Thrall. The loss of self. You are sick. Perhaps you were injured in a factory accident. You go to the local tech priest for help. Flesh is weak. The figure in red robes intones through a voice modulator. But the machine is immortal. You wake up. You try to scream, but you have no mouth. You look down. Your legs are gone, replaced by tank treads. Your left arm is a hydraulic clamp. Your right eye has been replaced by a red lens that scrolls data you don't understand. You are no longer a citizen. You are a Tech-Thrall, or perhaps a servitor. You feel a command enter your brain. It's not a request. It's code. Run program, heavy lifting protocol 77. Your body moves without your permission. You march to a reactor core. The radiation is lethal. A normal human would die in minutes. You don't care. You don't feel fear. You only feel the code. There is no truth in flesh, only betrayal. Creed of the Omnissiah. To the Adeptus Mechanicus, the human body is just a poorly designed machine. It needs optimization. This is the ultimate horror of 40K. It strips you of your humanity while keeping you alive. As a servitor, parts of your brain are lobotomized, the parts that dream, love, and hope. But sometimes, the surgery fails. Sometimes, the soul remains trapped inside the machine, screaming in a locked room, watching its body perform tasks for eternity, unable to blink, unable to die. You are welding a pipe. Sparks fly. Suddenly, a memory flashes. A woman's face. Your mother? Error. Memory purge initiated. The memory vanishes. Pain receptors. Deactivated. You continue welding. You will weld this pipe for the next 200 years. When your organic parts rot, they will replace them with plastic. When your brain finally rots, they will toss your skull into a pile and install a new one. Survival time, 100+ years. Status, alive? Debatable. Survival rating, 10 out of 10, physical, minus 10 out of 10, existential. Chapter 7. The Chaos Cultist. The False Hope. You are starving. You have worked in the Manufactorum for 30 years and you have nothing. Your children are sick. The Imperium demands your labor but gives you nothing but corpse starch. One night, a coworker invites you to a meeting. There is another way, he whispers. A way to be free. A way to be strong. You go. They have real meat. They have wine. They talk about a grandfather who loves you, who wants to take away your pain. Or perhaps a prince of pleasure who wants you to feel ecstasy instead of misery. You eat the meat. It tastes divine. You pray with them. For the first time in your life, you feel powerful. You feel heard. The road to damnation is paved with good intentions. This is how chaos wins. Not with armies, but with a promise. The Imperium demands you die for the Emperor. Chaos promises you can live for yourself. It is a lie. As you pray more, things change. The sickness in your children doesn't go away, but they stop crying. They start giggling. Strange boils appear on your skin, but they don't hurt. They feel warm. The day of the uprising comes. You grab a laser gun. You chant the dark names. You charge the RBDs, police. You take a bullet to the chest. You don't die. You laugh. The wound bubbles and closes up with green slime. Grandfather Nurgle loves me, you scream. But then, the blessing goes too far. Your arm swells, splitting your skin, turning into a tentacle claw. Your mind fractures. You are no longer you. You are a vessel for the warp. You look in a mirror shard. You aren't a freedom fighter. You are a monster, a poxwalker. And now, the Grey Knights have arrived. They don't arrest heretics. They burn the entire city block to be sure. Time of death, variable. Cause, holy fire, promethium, or mutation. Survival rating, 0 out of 10. You sold your soul for a sandwich and a hug. Now you belong to the dark gods forever. Even death won't save you. Your soul will be a plaything in the warp for eternity. Chapter 8. The Noble, the Golden Cage. Let's try one last simulation. You hit the jackpot. You are born a Highborn Noble in the Spire. You drink wine that costs more than a worker's lifetime wages. You have servants to dress you, chew your food for you, and even wipe you. Life is good, right? Wrong. You sit at a banquet. Your cousin, Lord Valerius, raises a toast. To the governor. You raise your glass. You look at the liquid. Is it slightly cloudy? You look at your food taster, a servant standing behind you. You hand him the glass. He takes a sip. 10 seconds later, he begins to foam at the mouth. His eyes roll back. He collapses, convulsing on the marble floor. The room goes silent. Servants drag the body away. Lord Valerius smiles at you. A pity, he says. The vintage seems spoiled. Power is a fragile thing. In the Spire, the war isn't fought with bolters. It's fought with poison, blackmail, and assassins. You have 50 siblings. All of them want your inheritance. If you show weakness, they will kill you. If you show too much ambition, the Inquisition will think you are a heretic and kill you. If you try to help the poor, the other nobles will think you are a populist rebel and kill you. You sleep with a laser pistol under your pillow. You have a force field generator next to your bed. You trust no one, not your spouse, not your children. One night, you wake up. The shadows in your room seem darker. You reach for your pistol, but a hand stops you. A figure stands there, clad in a black body glove, a skull mask. An Imperial assassin? A death cultist hired by your sister? It doesn't matter. Nothing personal, my lord, a voice whispers. The blade is monomolecular, so sharp you don't even feel it cut your throat. You just feel the cold. As you bleed out on your silk sheets, you realize the worker in the factory died of exhaustion. You died of ambition. Both are just meat for the grinder. Time of death, 50 years. Cause, assassination, political rivalry. Survival rating, 5 out of 10. Conclusion, the verdict. We have run the simulations. As a worker, you are a battery. As a soldier, you are ammo. As a rebel, you are a monster. As a ruler, you are a target. In the 41st millennium, there is no winning. There is only enduring. The question, how long will you survive, is the wrong question. The real question is, how will you spend your suffering? Will you toil for a god emperor who doesn't know your name? Will you rage against the dying of the light? Or will you simply keep your head down, do your job, and pray that when the end comes, it comes quickly? This is the grim darkness of the far future, and you are just one soul among trillions.